welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. Kamalam Kupumelela Kuduga, aka Nondi Kuduga, aka the Gods. I do hope you click the subscribe button and stay a while. Well, in today's videos, we're trying something new. Yeah, 2020, the year of new. It's my first episode of makeup therapy. I'm hoping to make it a recurring video. Basically my glow up, and in this particular video I will be speaking about my weight loss. I'm not gonna say this was a highly requested video, but it was. Every time I post a picture of what I looked like before in my previous years, everyone will be like, how? And I'm not necessarily posting it to track my weight or whatever the case is, but just overall, like, I started from the bottom, now we are here. This year we're dedicated to looking hot, and we are hot indeed. But anyway, if you're interested to see how I got from this to this, please stay tuned. I really don't want this video to be long, so I just started off with my eyes, crease color, shading out with this pink. If you are triggered by talks about weight loss, weight, etc., this might not be the video for you. There'll be plenty more body positivity videos for you, so you might want to click off. Also, if you're looking for cheats and tricks on how to lose weight like in 20 days, like if you're expecting me to say I ate 20 eggs to lose so much weight, this might not be the video for you. But anyway, guys, where to start? The beginning would be great. I think my relationship with food in the black context has been normal. I'm saying normal because the only way I feel like black families know how to entertain is by having a feast. That is the pinnacle of celebration when it comes to black people. Yeah, well. So with having said that, my mom also explained it in the matter of that and that's the 18-year-olds. I'm not a wine connoisseur, auntie. I'm not well versed in that. If it is healthy, it is, I think, to an extent, subjective. My mom always believed the plate may be no red, orange, be no green, be balanced basically. There's meat, there will obviously be potatoes and rice, type of thing. Yeah, but so that's basically how I grew up and food. So my entire life I grew up with my family, and that's how we ate. Yeah, well, I think to a certain extent this conversation is going to be very broad because I have to speak on a lot of things for you to understand how I got where I am. Yeah, well, with having said that, there's never been a point in my life where I felt fat. Listen, my mom positioned me to show me or prove to me that I am not less than. Yes, I may look different, and for me, because I started school post-apartheid, like 1994, I went to grade school, kindergarten, grade R I think it's called now, or grade 0, whatever, the one that is before grade 1, yeah, but I quit pre-primary type of thing, yeah. So I was not just different in that I'm bigger, I was different because I was the only black person. There were only 2 of us in the whole entire school. So with having said that, my mom never led me to believe or let me believe that I am less than or that I am different in a bad way. So weight for me has never been an issue. And I'm saying this to make you guys understand that losing weight for me has never been a priority most of my life. I was watching Synth Gwebu's question and answer time video or whatever it was called, and they asked her about her weight, how does she feel about her weight, etc. She said, I have always been okay with the person that I am, and I found that the only times that I wanted to lose weight was because of external pressure. People around me or who are exposed to me or interact with me were the ones who always used to make me feel uncomfortable or make me feel like I am less than. So I've been on many diets type of thing. I'm quoting Cynthia, not verbatim, but I'm quoting her. She's like, there's many diets that I've been on. I've lost all the weight, but I've gained it all back. Yeah, but because it was a matter of, I'm not doing it for myself, I'm doing it to appease people externally. So that I cannot add on because she hit the nail on the head. The only times that I felt, oh my gosh, I need to lose weight is because of people around me. And it was a matter of, I had to make a decision of knowing what do you want. Guys, there's no diet I have not tried. There's absolutely no diet that I have not tried. I've tried gym. I've tried everything to lose weight. Yes, I lose weight, but I'd get it all back. Yeah, boy. So there came a point in my life of, Pumelela, this is you. Accept your flaws and no one can use them against you. And in terms of bullying, like I said, my mom positioned me, guys, and conditioned me to always think of myself as not even a better person, but a better version of my own self. Yeah, but so I've never been bullied growing up. You'd even say I was a bully. Not that I'd bully people because of their weight or because of the way they look or anything like that, but I'd always make my friends do what I want to do type of thing. That type of a bully. Yeah, but I have a very strong personality type of thing. Yeah, but and people are drawn to me. It's not if I'm a bully, it's not in a malicious way. Obviously, I've outgrown it, and I understand other people's opinions also matter. It's not just my opinion. So the reason that I find myself a couple of kgs lighter begins like this. After living my entire life, I moved to Joburg in 2007 after matriculated, and I started my first year at UJ. Now, this is the first time I'd ever lived alone in my entire life. I've always lived at home with my family. Yeah, but all my meals were cooked, and then only around grade 10, my mom insisted that we learn how to cook type of thing. Share the life skills. Yeah, well. So, now I've got all this freedom. I can eat whatever I want. I don't have to wash the dishes and stuff like that. So the first thing we normally do is, for starters, my mom used to give me an allowance. And food was not a priority for me. Clothes were always the priority. They've always been a priority. So I'd probably spend then about 500 Rand on my entire groceries. Now that entails noodles, livers, tuna, and just rubbish stuff. Like, we used to buy a lot of oven chips just for convenience type of thing, because we never have time to cook because that's busy, guys. And the funniest thing is that as much as students you don't have money, you actually have money. Because I remember my friend in Io's Corner used to spend a lot of money at the student center. At the student center, we used to spend a lot of money eating burgers, chips, all of that stuff. You know, we had a lot of takeaways, but we'd always say we don't have money. But with having said that, I think that is when I started gaining a lot of weight. Again, that is when I started drinking a lot. If there is a textbook bad child who goes to university, and like, if there's a textbook description, my picture is right next to it, guys. I did the most in Johannesburg. That's why I didn't like peeling. So that is when I gained my weight. In high school, like I said to you guys, going back, in high school, my mom positioned me again. Not because of the weight. It was never a weight thing. But expose yourself. Your dad used to play tennis. Let's go buy tennis equipment. Your brothers play rugby. You play hockey. You know what I mean? My mom wanted to submerge us into the culture of the schools that we went to. So obviously the byproduct was the fact that I was an active child. Swimming, loved that. Yeah, but back from the swimming camp, my mom was tang. My mom was literally sports day. My mom is there. If I'm debating, my mom was there. She literally submerged herself into that culture. So there was never time for me to actually gain weight. And obviously, in as far as my food at home, we ate healthy food because there were veggies every day and we were forced to eat them. There was chicken and meat or whatever, or protein, whatever the case was. Yeah, well, so that's what I'm saying. In the black scheme of things, now that we're older and we're more exposed, we realize that maybe the stuff we grew up on is not the healthiest. Yeah, well, but they did not know. Our parents did not know better. We know better, but they did not know better. Having vegetable on its plate for me or my mother was, "Oh, I'm healthy," and that was satisfactory because they were brought up on in a time when there wasn't a lot of money going around. So what was you papa? So your veg was basically a luxury, guys. What was you papa? Nemingusho, nemimbona and stuff like that. So going back to Varsity, I think that's where things actually went downhill for me and gaining weight. But I didn't realize it again. Ndiqhuba ngala moral yoba hana ewe ntyebile but senjiba andimoshi mntu. I'm a very happy person just as I am now. I've never had self-esteem issues, and anyone who tries to bully me because my mom had created or reinforced that and I'm quite different from anyone. So I was basically indoctrinated in that. Never noticed. I'd wear my shorts. I'd do everything that everyone was doing. Yeah, well. So ultimately, I graduate 5 years later, and I move on to working. My first job was at SAP. I was on the road day in, day out. I was a rep. So what am I eating? Absolutely nothing. But because I didn't have time to eat, I wasn't eating as much as I would have when I was in varsity. And mind you guys, I couldn't notice how about my weight gain and stuff like that. So I end up resigning from that job. No issues on my weight whatsoever. I started my internship at the municipality. Now I think this is where things actually, like, I got enlightened type of thing. Got to the municipality, I must buy like guys, work meeting every day and we give a plate every day. First year, obviously, you don't want to seem better than anyone, you get immersed in that, but then second year, you're like, I'm over this. And maybe this was God's blessing to a certain extent, but our office was next to the wellness office, and Chris only had a contract with the local gym for like their wellness program. So we'd go there for free. So I'm like, oh, let me just go to socialize. Absolutely hated it, but then that's when I first got to weigh myself, type of thing. At my heaviest, I was 135. I did not notice it, guys. And body dysmorphia. Body dysmorphia is not actually realizing how big or how skinny you are. There's an extreme, there's also another extreme. It's not being realistic about how big you actually are. So I step on that scale and I'm like, oh my gosh. I should have stayed at gym, but I'm like, I don't want to be here. I really don't want to be here. I'm not going to force myself. But I think something in me changed at that moment. I obviously started watching what I eat. I didn't tell people about, oh, I'm on a diet type of thing, but I started phasing out certain things. Like I stopped eating rice, I stopped eating bread, religiously type of thing. Just small things, just incorporate more water. Type of thing. But I never, it was just an automatic switch in my brain. My contract at Chris ends, I moved to Johannesburg and I live with my two brothers. Here now, I'm unemployed and I was in the pits. I'm not going to say I was diagnosed with clinical depression and anxiety, but there was something wrong with me. I was so unhappy. Like I was in the pits, guys. In the pits. So, like I said, I enjoy cooking and I grew up on food and type of thing. And I think I'm well versed to an extent when it comes to what constitutes a good meal and a scrumptious meal ultimately. So I cook for my brothers, and then by the time I have to eat, I wouldn't eat. So I think around this time, that's when I lost interest in food. I lost a lot of interest in food because I'm like, all I want is a job. My mom was so worried. And I think that's when I lost most of my weight. Yeah, from moving from there, I moved back home, and then I moved to East London. Then that's when I was able to accelerate all the decisions, because now I had a take two on my varsity life. Instead of buying shit, I made conscientious decisions. And the thing is with me, guys, I got bored with fast food very soon. I mean, very quickly. Primarily because the KFC I was eating when I was 5 years old or 10 years old is the same KFC that is in the shop today. So even when I go on a delivery app, I'm like, what am I supposed to be eating today? Like, I've eaten this stuff all my life. So that's literally how my life changed. And then varsity, go to law school, they say. Guys, I would stress all the time. So I'd end up eating once in the morning. I'd wake up and have some apple cider. That's something that was very monumental, but I've since forgotten that now because and so I wasn't anymore, guys. It's like was on apple cider for religiously for 2 years. Yeah, well. So I'd have apple cider in the morning, go to school, we would be in a lecture for until like 1 o'clock. Then my friends and I would get out and eat nonsense. Chips, Russian, which is not good. But I suppose I was falling under my daily calorie intake, primarily because I would get home and I'm tired and I still have to catch up on work type of thing. So I wouldn't eat. So the next morning it would repeat. So that's when I actually noticed that there is some bit of weight loss. Again, we drink water all the time in school because go guys. So I think law school has a lot, or studying law rather, because law school is a totally different thing. Studying law has a lot to do with the fact that I'm kgs lighter. So after taking a decision, I'm gonna make better life decisions. I mean, food choices, because nothing under the sun is new. Basically. I haven't weighed myself since then, but the last time which was lockdown, my cousin was here. I was 122, I think. And I'm okay with that weight because things just feel better in my entire life. I feel lighter. I don't feel tired. And the one thing that I've focused on primarily, guys, is my calorie intake, but very, very top level and very loosely. For a woman my age, because I'm not very active. I used to walk everywhere, guys, when I first moved to East London, so that also was a contributing factor. I used to walk everywhere, but then since lockdown, I'm literally inactive. Highly, 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 highly inactive. So I tend to eat less, and living alone, you're really not inspired to let me put this on, come back. Where was I? Oh, so living alone does not inspire one to cook. The only time I was cooking in the house religiously was when I was dating, because again, I will cook for my loved ones. That is how you know that I love you. If I don't cook for you, just know that I don't love you, type of thing. I'm joking. So I think that it was a monumental thing as well. Like I said, I gave up bread long ago because it just got me very, very constipated. And then also I gave up rice. I gave up pasta, guys. You realize that some things have an adverse effect. The day I eat pasta, guys, I love it and I'll eat it, but just know that this planil, like I've got Gaviscon and acid and stuff like that, because yours cheese, guys. So I'll have that sometimes, but basically my meals are very light, nothing too heavy, because again, I want to be under 2,000 calories per day, because I'm very much inactive. And also, what other monumental things have contributed to a lighter nondi. I take sugar-free alternatives. Like, I'm addicted to Coke, you guys know. I'm addicted to sugar in general. So I try to watch that, and because I have identified the problem, I can only fix it rather than living in denial. So if anything has contributed to me making better decisions, is actually identifying the fact that I'm addicted to sugar. And also, obviously, I drink less now because of school and just where I am in my life. Just doesn't make any financial sense for me to be drinking like I'm getting paid. And also, I don't know, guys, it's just an everyday conscious decision of that, you know, eating takeouts every day never served anyone right or did any justice for anyone. So it's just about everyday choices. But the nice thing is that because I am lost for words right now, I have already shot because I'm a doer the moster, I've already shot what I eat in a day. So it shows you kinda in like 72 days, 72 hours, what I was able to eat or make for myself while I'm attending school full time, living alone, and also on a student budget. So I think weight loss just culminates with everyday decisions, you know what I mean? I take in more water, and I don't eat red meat a lot, just meat in general, because I can't stand the smell of it. Like I said, guys, I don't know what you guys are hoping to hear from me, but also I made a joke on Instagram saying that imagine losing your baby fat in your 30s. So this is what I just do now. The Born to Glow is too light for me, so I just highlight with it, and like so. But then I mix in some concealer as well. Like I was saying, guys. Okay, guys, like, to focus. Another thing, and this no chicken hot dog. If I feel like eating KFC or eating a whole pizza, that is exactly what I'll do. Because the minute you don't eat what you want, you become a very grumpy person, and it will, like, weight loss will not look the same on all of us. For example, another reason why I never felt like I was fat, was because cool. Say what you want, go argue with the curtains. Genetics play a very, very big role. A very, very, very big role in the way that you look. If you want to dispute that, pick up a book. But of course you can reverse it, or you can try and change it. But sometimes genetics are just too hard. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I could literally eat less than my friend Uyanga. Uyanga is substantially smaller than me. Uyanga probably eats more than me. Hi, Chomi. She probably eats more than me, but she's still smaller. And she's never gained weight. So how do you explain that? Of course, the decisions we make every day are a part of it. Again, I'll say. But you can't just be hard on yourself. Because you're a little bit bigger. So the one person that I have to thank personally is my mother. I think you guys have been, that's the theme you guys have been getting in this entire video, is the fact that if you have a child, our parents might have not known better, guys, but we know better. Speak positive affirmations onto them. And you are not the way you look. It is the way that you treat people, guys. Honestly. And the person that you are, just be a wholesome hand. Just be a wholesome person, guys. The way you look is part of it. Looks don't matter. But I have them just in case. Looks really don't matter, guys, at the end of the day. But Looks don't matter at the end of the day. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But the most important thing, guys, is being a wholesome person. Being a godlike person. I think I'm basically done with what I wanted to share. So let me finish my makeup off camera and be back. Like I said in the intro, and to quote Uzi X online, this year we are dedicating it to being hot. This year and beyond, we're dedicating it to be hot. And I am here to help you guys. I really hope I was able to give you some insight in terms of how I am a couple of kgs lighter and how I was able to keep it off. Life is about choices. Our principal used to say that, and we used to laugh at him. Make good decisions for yourself. Do things because you want to. Block out the noise because people always have something to say. If, for example, now I'm a size 46, I would have drastically lost weight to a size 28. I know we are good. I know we are good. Do what works for you guys. Don't lose weight is not a wham bam thank you ma'am one day thing. It is a lifelong thing. And the decisions you make every single day will either have a positive or a negative consequence on you. For me, I feel like isn't it I'm like panning out to be better primarily because my skin has smoothed out as much as it's not clear or where I want it to be. I have no texture, I have no new breakouts. No amount of makeup can cover a texture, guys. No amount of makeup. So you guys can see my makeup is setting. My periods never been so regular. Constipation, energy, just everything can be done efficiently and effectively at this point. I'm not feeling sluggish. So yani guys, do what works for you and who has lynch. That's what I'm gonna leave with you guys. Do what works for you and who has lynch at all. Please don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.